to the channel. Y'all know who it is, man. It's your boy Mike, man. I'm sorry I have not given you guys a video in a while, man, but you know, I'm not gonna get into what's been going on. But today I was gonna do my top 10 TV shows of all time, but I decided to do top 10 Black TV sitcoms of all time. So that's what I'm gonna do, man. It's a lot of them, but the reason why I decided to do this, man, because I don't really watch newer TV shows. A lot of the TV shows I watch is 80s and 90s and even further back, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was like, man, why, makes more sense to do that, man, so I decided to give y'all that. So we're going to jump right into this video, man. I'm going to give y'all my number 10 right now. Number 10 on my top 10 Black TV sitcoms is... The Jamie Foxx Show. Yes, it is, man. Jamie Foxx, the super talented actor, comedian, singer. Yes, that's right, man. Jamie Foxx. I didn't think, when I first watched the first season of the show when I was coming up, I didn't think that it was going to be that good. And then as it grew on, it became better and better. And you got the auntie and the uncle who owned the hotel. You got Braxton, the cornball that worked at the hotel desk. You got Francesca, the love interest, and Jamie chased her throughout the entirety of the series, and had a lot of cameos in it, man. And pop them collars, you know what I'm saying? If you know what that means, man, that was the song that he was trying to get famous with. You know, number 10 on my top 10 Black TV sitcoms of all time is the Jamie Foxx Show. So we're going to get y'all number 9 right now. What is number 9? What do you think number 9 is? I don't know. I know my parents love me. Yes, A Different World, man. Dwayne Wayne, Whitley Gilbert, Freddie, Mr. Gaines. Hey, man. A Different World introduced us to a lot of people who became prominent names in entertainment. You know, you got Jada Pinkett, obviously married to Will Smith. You had Tupac came in there. You had Dwayne Wayne. You know, Kadeem Harrison. He was the star of the show. It was supposed to be Denise. It was a spinoff from the Cosby Show. Denise was being followed to Hillman College, and she was, you know, the star. But Dwayne Wayne, man, he took off with the glasses and all of that, man. And you know, Mr. Games at the pit, and you know, man, Ron. You know, Ron always doing something stupid, doing what most sidekicks would do, man. Doing something dumb, man. But I love that show. I actually thought Hillman was a school that I wanted to go to and all of that, man. You know, that was just how dope that TV show was, and it also educated a lot of people about a lot of different things. It touched on a lot of different subjects, man. You know, and date rape. You know what I mean? Slavery. It touched on playing was Dwayne Wayne playing music, unedited music over the radio. You know what I'm saying? You had a bunch of different things. Domestic violence and all of that was in there, man. So it touched on a lot of touchy subjects, man, but it was well needed. And yeah, man, that's my number 9, A Different World, man. We can move on right now. Number 8. What's number 8? Living Single. Now, this is probably surprised everybody because it was mostly a female cast. You know, it was a strong female lead with Queen Latifah. But you had Overton Jones. You had Sinclair. You know what I'm saying? You had Max. You had Kyle Walker. You know what I'm saying? You had and Ray Jean, who was the bougie one. You know what I'm saying? You had all of these characters, they were friends, all good friends, living in an apartment building or whatever. And Overton was the maintenance guy, and you know, that show was always funny to me because Overton and Sinclair and how goofy they was, and Sinclair was at times a little bit too goofy, you ask me, man. Then you got Ray Jean being bougie, thinking that she was the it girl, wearing her wigs and everything, and Khadijah with her magazine, Flavor magazine, and Kyle Barker, Kyle working in the stock market and everything, and I like that show because it was just a show about friends. It wasn't nothing special. It was just all about friends and friendships and things that they go through on an everyday basis, and relationships, and arguments with each other, and yeah, man, I thought Living Single was one of the best shows that TV had, man. And even though it was, like I said, it was a strong female cast, and but still, man, it paved the way for another show, which is on my honorable mention. I'm not gonna mention it, you already know. But yeah, man, Living Single, number 8. We're gonna get to number 7. The Wayans Brothers. Yes, that's right. The Wayans Brothers is number 7. I mean, come on, Sean, Marlon, Pops. Bang, 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 bang. Man, rest in peace to Pops, man. John Witherspoon. Do that thing, bang, bang, bang. Do that thing, bang, bang, bang. Do that thing, bang, bang, bang. Sugar pop, sugar pop, sugar pop. Now slide, slide, sugar pop. Man, I love that show, man. Yes, man. Number 7 is the Wayans Brothers, man. Sean and Marlon finally ventured off from The Living Color with their brother Keenan, and did their own thing, man. And I was surprisingly shocked how good this show ended up being, man. Marlon, I can't lie. It was times where I was like, man, why can't Marlon stop being like? I mean, come on, man. He's a little like, sometimes he's like a little too goofy. It's like, man, can't nobody really be this dumb. You know what I'm saying? But there is a lot of really, really funny quotes, funny moments, funny scenes in this show, man. But one of my favorite scenes was when Marlon walked in on Sean having a date, and he had the candles, trying to be all bougie with the candles and everything, and fake wine. He used to put the cheap wine and expensive wine bottle, whatever. And Marlon comes in and he smells, and he's like, so what's the smell? What's the scent of that candle? Foot and ass? Yo, I still remember that, man. But yeah, man, number 7, the Wayans Brothers. I absolutely love this show. I can watch this show anytime, man. I'm gonna get a good laugh, man. But yes, man, that's number 7. We're gonna get right on to number 6. Now, a lot of people might not even like this show. Might not even think that it was a good show. But the Steve Harvey Show, man, I still watch this show almost every day. Like my YouTube, I go to YouTube. It's like YouTube like deletes whoever be loading these videos, deletes it like every day. So they they make another account and show the series or whatever. But I watch this show almost every single night, man. Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey. You have Regina. You have La Vida Alizé. You got Romeo, Bullet Head. Man, I love this show, man. Like, Ced and Steve, bouncing back off each other with comedy, and these are 2 of the greatest comedians that we ever had, man. Kings of comedy. You know what I'm saying? And La Vida Alizé Jenkins, just the ghetto girl from around the way, working as the assistant to the principal and all of this, man. And Steve and Regina, are they together? Are they not together? Will they get together? And the games they used to play and all of that, man. And Cedric and La Vida the ghetto couple. You know what I'm saying? I laugh at this show all the time. I love this show, man. Like I said before, it might not be it for most people. Might not be in your top 10. Might not be in your top 15. But it's one of my top 10, man. Absolutely love watching the Steve Harvey Show. And that is number 6, man. We're going to move on to the top 5, man. Who is in my top 5? Can you guess? Let's see. How can I not have Good Times? Man, look. Good Times, JJ, and man, my dad used to call me JJ when I was a kid. I was tall and skinny and everything like that. Man, JJ, Michael, Walona. Man, you got Florida. You got James. You know what I'm saying? That show was, it just shows you what it is growing up in the ghetto for most families, man. And how can you not watch that show if you grew up in that same environment, man? It touched on a lot of things that we all dealt with coming up, man, and family struggling. Sometimes struggling to put food on the table and having to sleep on the couch and stuff like that, man. They in the projects doing the best that they can, man, and they still were a tight-knit family, man. And you got Michael, the militant one, JJ, who was always I'm gonna make it somehow, and then he ended up being an artist, and then you got the mom, the rock of the family, Florida, and you got the nosy neighbor, and Walona, and then you got Bookman, you know what I'm saying, and then how can you forget Thelma? I think everybody had a crush on Thelma, and that show was just beautiful to see, man. And that was one of those shows where you sit back and watch it with your family, like, man, this is dope. Like they turn living in the ghetto in an apartment to being something real funny and classic. If you ask me, man, The Good Times is a classic TV show, man. So obviously, Good Times, number 5. Let's see what's number 4. Now this is the story all about how my life got twisted. Yes. Yes, this is the introduction of Will Smith to the most of us. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't know he was a rapper. But Quincy Jones pulled a remarkable thing off with the Fresh Prince of BelAir, man. And man, Carlton Banks, Hillary Banks, Philip Banks. And then you got the cousin Will, man. You got Ashley. Don't forget about Ashley, Tatiana Ali. And you got Will, man. Will, obviously the cousin from Philly, not used to the money that this family had and trying to put himself into an environment that he wasn't from, man. And that show was, it was dope in its own way because here it is, like, nobody, like, you knew the story was, like, man, nobody's coming from Philly and family in BelAir and all of that, man, but, it worked for what it was, man. The Fresh Prince of BelAir, you would non-stop laugh throughout every single episode, if you ask me, except for a couple when it was very, very emotional, and we all know the scene with Will Smith and James Avery, when Will's dad, played him, and Will asked him why he didn't want him, and I think everybody walked away from that scene like, somebody's cutting onions around this month. You know what I'm saying, man? But that was one of the most classic scenes in TV. Then you got the butler. You know what I'm saying? G is what Will called him. G. He was, he is like not even nowhere near being the star of the show, but he had those punchlines, man. He had those punchlines, and him and Will would get back and forth with each other, man. That was very, very funny, man. That I thought that his role in the show was very, very cool, man. So yeah, man. Number 4, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We're gonna get into our top 3. I mean, I don't see how anybody can debate my top 3, man. But check it out. The Cosby Show. Now, man, you got the doctor husband, Cliff Huxtable. You got the lawyer wife, man, Claire Huxtable. You got Theo. You got Denise. You got Vanessa. You got Rudy. You know what I'm saying? You got Sandra. You got Elvin. You know, you got the grandparents, man. Cockroach. You know what I'm saying? The Cosby Show, I think, showed everybody that, you know, there is a such thing as a family striving to be more than just, you know, warehouse workers or, you know, something small, something low on the totem pole or whatever. You can be doctors and lawyers and have kids that go to college and be successful in their own way, man. I think everybody grew up as Cliff being their dad. Everybody thought Cliff was Pops. You know what I'm saying? Cliff Huxtable was Pops, man. He was the old angry dad at times, but he was also the cool dad, man. But you know, very structured family. You know, I think everybody had everybody was looking at moms like, Claire Huxtable is dope. Yeah, man. But Felicia Rashad, she was an excellent mother in the show, man. You know, that's another show I still like watch very often. I believe if you go into my recent Amazon Prime things I watched, Cosby Show was on there. So absolutely love that show, man. It was well needed for black families, if you ask me. So yeah, man, number 3. Some people might have it number 1, but it's number 3 for me because I think the next 2 are just the top 2. So next, number 2, Martin, I'm the man. Martin, Gina, Pam, Tommy Cole. Yes. Tommy, you ain't got no job. You ain't got no job? Like, Martin is number 2, man. Martin, man, playing Jerome, playing Shanae, him and Gina, him and Pam bouncing those jokes back and forth off each other. The whole crew getting on Tommy about whether or not he had a job. Cole being like this airheaded ass dude, don't know nothing about nothing. You know, Martin was just straight raw comedy. You know, the best parts of the show was Martin and Pam going back in each other and you know, just bouncing these jokes back and forth with another, and then my personal favorite things was Martin outing Tommy about having a job, and always trying to figure out what his job was, man. But you know what? Throughout the entirety of the show, one thing remained: we all don't know if Tommy still got no damn job. But man, you know, but no, in all seriousness, no, man. Rest in peace to Tom Ford, man. That was you know, that was a death recently we had in the community, and I don't know, 2 years ago, something like that. But yeah, man, that show was like, I remember being a kid. I was a little kid when that show came on. I forgot what night it came on, but I remember every week that show came on, I was in front of the TV. We had the TV that sat on the floor with the knob, and I would sit there in front of the TV and I would watch Martin, not knowing if I was supposed to watch Martin, but we used to watch Martin. And so Martin always remained being one of my favorite TV shows, even to years ago before they started putting it on TV a lot. I ended up buying all the DVDs, so I had all the DVDs while everybody trying to figure out how they can watch Martin. I slide the DVD in, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, number 2 is Martin, man. A lot of people I believe got Martin at number 1, but my personal favorite number 1, man, can't go wrong with this one. Lamont! Yes, man. Sanford and Son. I gotta thank my dad for this, man, because my dad is the reason why I even watched Sanford and Son. But Fred and Lamont, the junkyard business, man, I absolutely... You want to talk about raw comedy? Like, some of the stuff that he would say on TV, like, I would be like, bro, like, I don't know what they was doing back in the day, but you can't say this stuff on TV now, man. Like, look at all these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would say stuff that you'll be like, he like, yo, he's saying nigga on TV. Like, what? Like, what is going on, man? But Lamont, big dummy. Always calling Lamont dummy. Lamont being the son who was afraid to leave the house and doing what his pops wanted him to do, and Pop, the big one. Here I come, Elizabeth. Here I come. You know, Julio. You got Grady. You got Esther. Fred and Esther going at it. You had who else? You know, you had a lot of characters in that show, man. They right now they leave my head. Bubba. You know what I'm saying? Bubba and Grady were Fred's 2 best friends on the show, and Grady Wilson, man. You know, Grady and Grady being the best friend that Fred used to always just get on, and about his bunions and everything. And but Fred and Esther, man, that was pure comedy to see those two go at it. Every time they introduced those two in the same scene, it was like they were going at it, man. They were going at it. But Esther gave me a line that I use sometimes that I thought was completely funny. And they asked her, when somebody asked her one day on one of the episodes, somebody asked her, it was like, can you give me a tip? And she said, I'll give you a tip. If you plan on don't eat egg salad if you plan on riding the bus. But yeah, man, Sanford and Son is my number 1 all-time black TV sitcom, man. Absolutely love Sanford and Son. Some people might not even watch Sanford and Son who's watching this video. Sanford and Son, I'm telling you, is a must-watch. You will not be disappointed watching this TV show, man. I'm guaranteeing you right now, you would not be disappointed watching this TV show, man. That's it, man. Sanford and Son is my number 1. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in to this video, man. But before I go, I just want to say my prayers and condolences go out to George Floyd and his family, man, and what's been going on in society right now. It's very, very tough times, man, and you know, I'm not going to do a video right now about that. I got something coming up that's going to focus more on that, man, but I just wanted to get that in before this video ended. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in, man. Subscribe to my channel, like this video. I love y'all. I can't be me without y'all, man. Peace.